Hello everyone and welcome to another Forex Power Hour. Today is March 20th, 2014. I am Marcello Nino and with me is Nino, a pro Forex trader. And we're going to do today what we've done for years, which is an analysis of the markets to find our bias, an evaluation of our strategies, which are based upon the 5 p.m. Eastern Time close of our daily bars. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about how it works first. So basically, guys, after 5 p.m., we determine what the bias of the market is by doing a market analysis. Why is the bias important? What is the bias? The bias is the probability that price will either go up or go down. If we believe that price of a particular currency pair is going to go up, we will declare a buy bias. Okay, that means that there's a probability or a greater probability that price will go up than it will go down, and vice versa. Okay, so once we have our bias, then how do we execute? How do we make money? Well, one, we could either take a set and forget it trade. What that means is that we set it up. We take the trade, set our stop loss and our take profit. If we have a specific entry that we'd like to take and it's not in the market right now, we set that up with a stop loss and a take profit. And then we don't look back at the trade until the next day. And that is how that works. And we can also day trade in the direction of our bias using our pods, our points of decision, for bigger profits. Now, if you don't know what a point of decision is, simply go to the website tribeforex.com, and there's a free trading course that's in there. It's amazing. It was a paid course. People were paying for this course, and so we are giving it away to you for free, just so that you can understand what we're talking about here. It will be mind-blowing. I think it's very, very, very good information and very, very useful. This is exactly how we trade. So the day trading, by the way, happens in if you get the principles and you really want to day trade, we have a trade room Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then again from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay, and that's run by Nino. Hey Nino, are you there?
I'm here, Marcello. I'm great. How are you?
Great, I'm fine. Thanks once again for being here. Yeah, well, Nino usually mans the room. He did man the room last night, but there were some technical difficulties. And so any of you who went to the room and were not able to get in, it's because he had technical difficulties and was not able to finish the trading session. So don't worry, this is a one-time deal. It happened yesterday. It won't happen again. We look forward to having many sessions that are technical, difficulty free, and in a place where we can absolutely serve you and you can actually get the calls that he makes in those rooms, which are amazing, tremendous calls that have been made in that trading room. So we look forward to having to doing whatever we can to limit those kinds of situations. So let's go ahead and take a look at the markets, guys. Let's take a look at what we have here. And guys, I'm sorry to say, but I don't have really clear calls for you today. Honestly, I should have probably called this pound dollar a little bit better, just because I think it was clear cut. We had a close of the bar at 165.38, and our 50% fib was at 165.39, and we closed below the 50 EMA. We should have definitely called the sell on this one. We didn't quite call a sell. Well, now we are above the Bollinger Band here, and we're kind of in this nebulous zone. It kind of makes me want to call a buy, because I think that we can get up about 40 to 50 pips on the pound dollar, and so that's what I may actually call here. Is may call a buy here on the pound dollar, just bouncing off this Fibonacci's. Off the Fibonacci's underneath 61.8 and off of this Bollinger Band. So, but in the whole, guys, we're not going to have tremendous calls today. If you want to play around in the market, I think that there could be a buy off that Bollinger Band. Look for a bounce off of 16500, basically 64.96. Okay, so that is a double zero right there, which makes this doubly as strong. I would dare call a buy here on the pound dollar. All right, our euro dollar. Euro dollar also had a nice sell-off on the day. There was nothing really to hold us there on this euro dollar. You can see that we did bounce down through some areas of support that were there, the 38.16, which was previous highs and good support areas, and also this trend line that was under us at 3800 right around that 3800, 3800 area, 1.3800, and it just broke right through it. Now we've actually closed above the 137.50 area, above a previous trend line, but we are closing below our 38.2 fib area. So doing the math, I do think we could have possibly a move up to 3800, 1.3800. I don't expect a tremendous amount of movement in the market here, and so I'm not going to do much more of a call for that purpose. Okay, there's not a tremendous amount of movement that's going on in the market from where we are. Okay, so let's take a look here. All right, so so the dollar Swiss, we we didn't really call here. We had a break back into this trend line area, and so we had a break inside the trend line and close above. We had to call a buy, and I think we did call a buy on this one, on the dollar Swiss. And so now we're back inside of this zone. There is a trend line right above us. We bounced right off of the 38.2 Fibonacci's area. And what we can see here, either we can see a move up on the back to the 38.2, or we can see a pullback here. From where we're sitting, I think there's more likely a chance that we'll drop down to the 23.6 before we move up. But actually, let me take a look at the weekly to be clear. Yeah, same thing basically. There's not an awful lot to read here, so it's actually quite ambiguous from where we're sitting at this point, and so I'm going to not have a call for that. Now the New Zealand dollar, we stopped right on 85.11, which we had designated as an area of support previously. You can see that price went right below it to 8,500 and then bounced off of it. So it bounced off the double zeros, it bounced off that 85.11, and we still have a trend line that is intact here that we could be looking to use for support. So I do think there can be some support and maybe a push up on the New Zealand in the short term. And so I wasn't going to make any calls today, but I'm going to go ahead and say this New Zealand looks good for a short buy. Don't look for a tremendous amount of movement here, but I do see that there could be a buy here. Now I'm looking at the Aussie dollar on the weekly, and you're going to see that I'm going to start doing that at the beginning of the week so we can see where we are. And what we have here, guys, is that we had a nice trend line, that red trend line that you can see, which is a nice weekly trend line, which dates back to March of 2013. You can also see that we bounced off of the 91.50 area, which was the double zeros in the area of resistance. Now we're back into both channels, both of these areas of resistance. We have retraced right back into right under them. So what does that mean for us? Overall, speaking on the weekly, we're looking at a sell potentially. But right now, as we look at the daily, what are we looking for? What do we have? We actually have an opposite signal. We have a bounce off of the 50 EMA, which actually forms for us a reversal candle. Do we have a 90.50? We have the 90.50 there. We have we have trend line, two trend lines above us here, so it doesn't look very good for sell. It doesn't look great for a buy either on this, actually. I do think that we could see a buy and we could see price move back up and maybe retest these levels in here at 9100. So we could see that, but in all, I'm going to say it's ambiguous, and so I would not take a trade here. All right, so the dollar CAD, you can see here that I've got a nice trend line formed. And you can see how far this is actually a weekly trend line, okay, that dates back 2001, guys. 2001, it connected in 2002, in 2013, 2003, and now it connects again in 2014. And that's pretty much where we are as far as the dollar CAD. So it's a very strong area of support, of resistance here, and for the time being, it looks like we could see some interaction right off of it. We've come very close to it, not quite there, but we could see a little bit of a sell off of this dollar CAD. I would prefer that this reversal candle was right off of the trend line there. That would have made things a little bit more clearer for us, I think, but we don't have that. So we could see a little bit of a sell on the dollar CAD. Euro yen, I don't have a call for this. It's a lot of consolidation, so we're going to have a consolidation play on the euro yen, which means that you're going to be buying off of 140.97, 140.100, and you're going to be selling off of Let's see what this is. Like 141.70, 140, 14200. So those are our areas, and that's what we're going to be looking for on the euro yen. The dollar yen also in consolidation. We're going to do a consolidation play here. The pound yen looks a little bit more certain here, as though in that we have a trend line right under us at 168.67 that you can buy off of. We also have 50 EMA, which is at 169.49 that we can buy. We can sell off of, and we can also sell off of 169.82. So those are our points for the pound yen, guys. I don't have a tremendous amount of calls here for Friday, March 20th, 2014. I don't have an awful lot to give you here as far as that's concerned. For that reason, what I'm going to do is I would tell you just, wait until we have very clear signals here. I think next week we're going to walk into very, very clear signals on the weekly, certainly, for some of these currency pairs. And as far as the euro, if the euro continues to move in its current direction, doing what it's currently doing, we could see a nice sell-off back into this channel and back down to 133.00. And we can see the same thing in many of these currency pairs, such as the New Zealand, which also had a very nice channel forming, which goes all the way back down to 8,200. Okay, so we're at 85.78 right now, or in that vicinity. Sorry, 85.30 right now. We can see price drop down to 82.50, and that would be great. And then the secondary level is at 7,900. So that'd be a great drop for us if we did see a continuation here. That's going to look great for next week. So keep your eyes peeled for that. This Aussie dollar, we have the very same formation, bouncing off of an area of support and resistance, and I do think that we have plenty of space to the downside on the Aussie dollars, even though we have just come out of that, and we did already see a nice drop on the Aussie dollar. So we do have kind of a descending triangle here. We could see some movement back down on the Aussie dollar from here, so we will see what happens next week. I'm just getting you guys geared up for the next week's trading. And so I think that's pretty much it for us. A lot of ambiguity. If you don't need to trade, don't necessarily trade tomorrow. I think there are going to be much more clear trades for us. Okay, and so I would take those instead of, kind of picking at something that's not necessarily great. And so with that, guys, we look forward to seeing you guys next week, Monday, okay, for our next trading session and next market analysis. All the best. Have a great weekend. Happy trading. Bye-bye.